Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Rance Robinson. I am a realtor located and based here in Columbus, Ohio. I am so glad that you have decided to join me again for another week. Before we do anything, I need you to hit that subscribe button. For last week, I said something about going on a field trip and I just didn't make it. I didn't make it out. Now you just have to look at my beautiful face one more week. Talking about a topic that I think may be important, especially if you're planning on relocating to Columbus, Ohio. AirPod. So anyway, Columbus, Ohio, man, wow. I got here in 1998, a long time ago. It still doesn't feel like it was as long ago as it was, but wow, that was a long time ago. This is the place that I've lived the longest in my life. So I'm originally from Memphis, Tennessee. I lived in Lansing, Michigan for 8 years, and then I've been here in Columbus for a very long time now. The next step, the great step, is being a realtor here in this great city. A lot of people want to know, what is it like to live in Columbus, Ohio? When I got here, cost of living was really low. Of course, everything is high right now because it's 2022. We're coming out of this pandemic and inflation is out of control. So everything is up. I saw a stat the other day that said that right now it costs $443 extra per month to live exactly the way you did in 2021. That's the difference. So cost of living is up everywhere. It doesn't matter where you live, where you're from, where you plan to reside. It's just expensive. But when I got here, the average medium home price was $89,000. And now, you know, we're in the average sale price in Columbus is around $267,000, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Things have changed. Things have changed. Every year you look at about a 3% rate in inflation, things going up about 3% every single year. So life can be kind of pricey, right? But that still doesn't take away the value of Columbus, Ohio. Columbus, if I could explain it, is it's like a really cool big city that is under the radar because there are two key elements that are missing: a pro NBA team and a pro NFL team. So Columbus is one of those cities, I would say kind of like maybe in Austin, Texas, and to a degree, that it has grown, it has gotten big, and one of the big things that people know Columbus, Ohio for is the pro football team that is here called the Ohio State Buckeyes. So people love the Buckeyes. If you are coming to Columbus, understand you have a couple of options. You can become a Buckeye fan or not be a Buckeye fan. That's it. Those are the options. And people here have a lot of pride in Ohio State. They love it. This is probably a very cool city for students to live in because you get a large college campus with a major city, so you're getting all the vibes. Columbus is really spread out. So that's the next thing. What is it like in Columbus? I would call Columbus a big, large city. So it's not only has a nice population. Greater Columbus is over 1 million in population. But to add to that, it's spread out. So we have one of the coolest highway systems, I would say, probably amongst any city in the nation, and that's the 270 Outer Belt. 270 will take you, it's a full circle around the city of Columbus, and then of course you can get to any suburban area. And the other thing we have is 670, which crosses through the city, and then we have 71 North and 71 South. So there's like a cross and then a circle. So you can really get out of here in any direction or get in here and get to any side of town. It is really hard to get lost. If you can get to 270, you can find your way home. So that's one thing that's really cool about this city. Of course, there are lots of interesting things that are happening in this town. Of course, we have pro soccer, we have the Blue Jackets, so we have those types of things going on. So if you do want a professional sports atmosphere, you can still get that. It just may not be the NBA or the NFL if you're used to that, but short trip to Cincinnati, short trip to Cleveland, and you can get your fix. Of course, houses, neighborhoods, man, it's great because we have sections. If you've ever been to New York City, you know that there are sections of certain boroughs. You can go to Manhattan, but you're not just in Manhattan. You know, you can go to Hell's Kitchen. You can go to Washington Heights. If you're in Brooklyn, you can go to Crown Heights. You can go to Canarsie. And I feel like Columbus is similar in the way that, you know, you can go to Dublin and you can hang out in Dublin and do some really cool things. You can come right down to the short north, just south of campus, near the heart of the city, near the heart of downtown, and get your shopping, your bar hopping. You can get all the food that you think you want. You can do that there. You can go to the Eastern Town Center area and shop like crazy. Of course, you can go to Polaris, which is in Westerville. Westerville is its own vibe, its own city. But then we got cool vibes like Mount Vernon, which is classic and legendary, where you have the King Lincoln Theater. You have some great things that happen in that area. Mamie Moore Park in the summertime. Before the pandemic, people would come out and listen to music and enjoy themselves. Ah, man, what a great time. The Columbus Jazz and Rib Fest is a huge event. It gets hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people coming to it. The Columbus Arts Festival is another big one that people love, man. If you want to come and see some great art from around the country, you can buy art. You can just walk around and be in the vibes and enjoy the weather. You know, typically when we have the art festival, we're coming right out of the cold part of spring into the warm. It's just a beautiful time. It's just a beautiful time. We have, Juneteenth celebrations. There are so many things that you can do. The Irish Festival up in Dublin. Of course, you have the Italian Festival that happens in the fall. There's so much. Franklinton, where my office is and my studio is another up and coming area, which is very near the Crew Stadiums. There's just a lot of character. There's a lot of things happening. And then, of course, you can't forget about German Village. German Village is very eclectic. It has some very historic restaurants like Lindy's that's in business. People love Lindy's. You can go there. And that's what it's like being here, is that it's a hidden gem. There's a lot to do. There are a lot of companies that come here to have their corporate conventions and things like that because, man, it's a hidden gem. It's the spot. Columbus is great. I feel like it's safe. I always joke that Columbus is you see disaster movies, and in disaster movies like Men in Black, The Day After Tomorrow, all these movies, people who live in New York and LA and Miami, they're gonna die first. It's just the way it is in the movies. But in Columbus, you're safe. It's just like the perfect spot. We get all 4 seasons here. So, it's the Midwest. Let's keep it real. When I first moved here, it didn't get as cold in the winter, but of course, there's been global changes that have been happening. And with those global changes, we feel it here too. And so it can get pretty cold in the winter, but it's nice in the spring, it's nice in the fall, and it can get hot in the summertime. That's just what it is. Columbus is a foodie town. If you like to eat, you are in the right place because there are a lot of original restaurants. There are a lot of original places. And then I am also plant-based, so there are a lot of vegan options for you to eat and enjoy. So I would say that is something that's really cool about Columbus, Ohio, is you can find something to eat. You're gonna find some great places. Of course, Donato's was started here, so if you want good pizza, you can go to Donato's. But of course, there's Giordano's here, which is out of Illinois. So if you want some Chicago deep dish, you can always have that. But then Cameron Mitchell got his start here. And Mitchell's restaurants are some of the most incredible luxury restaurants and, 5-star or I don't know how many Michelin stars they get dining that, so you have so many options. Of course, we got Ruth Chris, we got great steakhouses. There's so much that you can enjoy here. You can catch shows. I love comedy. I do comedy. So the Columbus Funny Bone, if you want to get your comedy fix, you can go there at Eastern Town Center and enjoy that. Of course, we have all kinds of plays. That the Ballet Met is here, so if you love and enjoy dance and you want to, this is it's a budding cultural city. But the other thing that's cool about it is Columbus is known to be a test market city. What does that mean for you? That means that a lot of times we will see things here first. Like when the McFlurry dropped from McDonald's, the country didn't have McFlurries, but we did. I remember asking my friends if they've tried the McFlurries in other cities, and they're like, I've never even heard of that. So Columbus is the type of city that will oftentimes get stuff first and allow you to see it before the rest of the country does. There's some great shopping here. I mentioned that before, places like Eastern Town Center, but we got cool shops, Homage is how you say it, but I don't know if they call it Homage. I believe they call it Homage, which has grown and blown up. Ryan Vessler started that company right here in Columbus, and you've seen it grow across the country. People, they talk about it during the NBA playoffs. You see Homage shirts everywhere. They have blown up their brand. Soul Classics, owned by Deontay Johnson, he took that over, and it's one of the premier sneaker stores in the nation. So there's some really cool things happening here. Of course, you know, Les Wexner started Victoria's Secret and The Limited and all of these great companies that still are housed here today. Nationwide Insurance is here. Chase Bank is headquartered here. There's so much here. And of course, you know, you have Ohio State, which employs a lot of people. So there just, you can find a little bit of everything in Columbus. That's what it's like to live here. Is you're not going to be bored if you don't want to. If you want to get out, find your neighborhood pubs, find your friend groups, look for things to do, yoga, basketball, whatever it is that you enjoy doing, you can find it here, and you don't have to be bored if you don't want to. I will say that. And sometimes it's easy to get caught up. I would say about Columbus is you can move to your side of town and not leave your side of town. Everything you need is on your side of town. It's really a place where you can actually come and do that, and you don't have to leave and go to any other side of town. So what is it like to live in Columbus, Ohio? I think it's pretty cool. I think it's nice to see this town growing the way that it has grown. It's cool to see it blossom from what they would call a cow town to really operating like a major metropolitan area. But if you really care about growing with a town, I think Columbus is a great town for you to grow in. Of course, we have other places, other spots that are really doing great things. There are a lot of, inner city living. There's a lot of gentrification happening. So there are a lot of older homes that have been renovated, and they are growing. Now, what I will say about Columbus right now is that inventory can be low. So of course, it's a seller's market in the city. So if you're looking to buy, I'm a realtor. I want to represent you, of course. I work with a great brokerage that can help you have a better chance at getting the house that you want to get. But we also have a lot of new builds going on. Columbus is always building, Columbus is always expanding, and I really think that if you are thinking about relocating here, you're going to be in a good spot. You're going to be in a good spot. So, you know, of course, we have a travel bureau. There are so many things that we do. We see a lot of conventions. We see a lot of, I don't know. I have a lot of pride in the city and what it has become and what it's growing to. And there are people adding to this city every day. They're adding something of value to this city. You know, it's a diverse town. You know, we have a lot of people from various communities. We have, your black community is thriving. Of course, you have your Somalian community, your Irish, you have your Asian community. You have so many different people coming in and trying to bring something to this city and to make this city fantastic and all of that good stuff. Every city has its issues, every city has its drama, every city has its things. But one thing that I can say is that Columbus, you can make it be what you want it to be. You can come here and do something great, or you can come here and not do great. You can just come and live and enjoy your life quietly. You can live your life loudly here. It doesn't really matter. So if this is a spot that you're thinking about relocating to, come to visit a few times. I would say come check it out at least 3 out of 4 seasons, just to see if this is the type of spot that you will want to habitate in. If you do want to habitate, hey, I want to help you get the spot to live in. So please check me out. I will leave my information below in the description, how you can get a hold of me so that we can talk about your future and you coming to live in Columbus, Ohio. If you are an agent and you are like, man, I really like this Rance guy and I would love to partner with him, and you live either in my city, outside of my city, outside of my state, we can still partner and work together. So I want you to know that. Feel free to hit me up and I will talk to you more about how we can join forces so that I can help you grow your business and grow in everything that you're loving to do. Man, I am so glad that you came back this week. I'm so thankful. I'm trying to grow this channel, and so you can look for new content here on every Friday, and every video goes live by 9 a.m. So I'm just grateful that you're here. I'm thankful for you. I hope you have a great week, a brilliant week. Of course, I am wishing you the best in all of your endeavors, and let's do this again in 7 days. Peace.